Guys, welcome back to Tomato, I don't even know my name, Tomato and Poppies and Everything Gardening. I'm Heather, and I wanted to show you an update of what I've been doing for the last 2 to 3 days. Basically, I have been moving dirt from one location, taking down raised beds, moving dirt to another location to fill the raised beds again. It's been shuffling dirt, getting the dirt layered the way I want it layered, because I'm like saving the top fluffy layers to put on the top. So then that means I have to dig the top layer, put it somewhere, and then go down and dig the more concentrated, thicker parts that have some natural clay in it. It's just been a process, but I will show you guys what I've been doing. It's been such a long 2 to 3 days. I've been taking a leave every night because I've been shoveling, lifting, pulling, building. It's been exhausting. So come look. Looks like I've got more chipmunk and or squirrel activity here. I did have a peach seed that I buried down in there, and also I had a couple lettuce seeds in here. I've got these celery seedlings ready to go to a family member who just built their first greenhouse. I'll give those to them. And I lied about the jalapeno the other day. It is actually starting to put more babies on. So I'm going to hold off. I think I'll make a whole video on overwintering peppers. I do want to show you this. This is the most gorgeous calendula flower ever. And I really don't think the camera can pick up how pretty. This is a cross, a naturally self-seeding calendula, so I really don't know what original plant the seed came from. I have so many varieties I kind of throw out here and there over the last few years. But isn't that gorgeous? It's really bright. There's Tonto. And the planter to the left of Tonto, I do have Swiss chard in it, but I'm afraid to eat it now because a few days ago I saw him peeing on this planter. So now I'm thinking about making this a flower planter, non-edible at least. And remember the cups and saucer from the other day? It is now hanging down like a bell. So I think that's where it gets its name, Cathedral Bell. Isn't that pretty? It's still the only bloom, but I'm so happy I got to see that. So this bed I have been digging my peas and carrots out of, and I know you're thinking you can't transplant peas, you can't transplant carrots, but they were very young, very tiny. So what I did after I got this top bed completed, you can see it's 3 tiers now. That was a lot of work, guys, to fill this up with dirt. Well, actually, this one, I've transplanted my broccoli from the raised bed I had to take down. So those are transplanted little broccolis. This bed is the one where I would go underneath the carrots and the peas about 3 to 4 inches down and just scoop a layer onto my shovel. And then I already had the holes kind of dug over here, and I would just lay that section that I had scooped up with the shovel kind of like at a horizontal angle. I would scoop, and then I would come in here and lay it, and then water it in and gently kind of press some of the dirt around. So this is an experiment. We will see if transplanting peas and carrots at a young stage is effective. Actually, you can see this carrot. Look at that. He is standing up. I think he will probably survive. He looks pretty healthy this morning. I did that yesterday. One problem I realized when it was too late, as I was taking the beds apart and rebuilding them to make these beds taller, I forgot to switch out the brackets on the corners. So now on two sides, you know, that side and this side closest to me, there's a piece just hanging there. So it has no support. I think I'll just stick a bamboo stick in the ground and have it kind of run parallel to hold that board in place. I'm not sure if that'll work. So I still need to make the beds over there past the fence taller. But these are done. These two are done. That was a big process for me. This bed, I decided to keep it a single because actually I've almost used all the boards from the raised beds I had to take down. So it's going to stay just like this. I am going to go ahead and put some more celery seeds. Sorry, radish. I'm going to plant some radishes here in a little bit. I may actually film that. I've been putting some of the extra dirt here. Move some of the onions to this front bed. I went ahead and put a couple three Brussels sprouts seedlings that were still in little cups into the first bed here. They looked horrible. They'll probably die. They were very nutrient deficient. The leaves had turned purple. I've been a very, very bad plant mama this fall. And I know why, because of everything that's going on with the HOA, but I still feel kind of bad. So here is the mess. These are the brackets. The beds I bought in 2020, I think they were called Greenland. It's a composite board. They do not sell them anymore, or they did not when I last looked for more pieces. I'm going to look up the name and I'll put it below in the description. But look at this, guys. There's some dirt that I moved. The beds are gone. This big L-shaped bed that was here, it was 1, 2, 3 4x4s and 1 2x4 section that made a big L right in through here. And now it's completely gone, except for the dirt. I'm still moving dirt. I dug up a bunch of sky pencils, so now I have a little collection here that I guess I'll move with when we move. Not sure what I'll do with them now, but I did retransplant 2 of them. So this one I dug a hole for after digging it out of the ground, that one, and then I moved my junipers to make like a triangle shape to provide different layering of privacy. Before, they were right here in a line. I had 1, 2, 3 junipers, but I dug them up and now they make like a little triangle shape for more privacy. I purchased this at Lowe's on clearance. I think it's called Japanese something grass. So it gets about, I don't know, 3 to 6 feet tall. It's more of an upright clumping grass, but I needed to fill in that hole because I don't want the deer walking through here. They will anyway. And then I moved some of my annual stuff right here because it's going to die soon, but I'm going to mulch this area. As soon as I get done moving dirt, putting stuff in, I'm going to make a mulched kind of shape all along here, come down like that, and then back up through there. So that's what I've been doing. Breaking my back, taking the beds down, moving dirt, moving plants, moving shrubs. I still have to put the arborvitaes in, but I'm not doing that until I'm done moving everything. The arborvitaes are going to go right where these green plant stakes are in the ground. So I didn't want to block my walkway. But now you can see the raised bed area. I kind of like that it's tiered like 1, 2, and then 3. I kind of like that look. So I guess since I've got you here, I've got my radish seeds in my pocket. Let's just throw some radish seeds down real quick. Okay, so I have these seeds. They're from 2020. So because I already have some radishes in this bed, I'm just going to use these up. And if they don't all germinate, that's okay. So I'm going to just sprinkle some natural slow release fertilizer. So the camera shut off. Don't know why. What I was saying is, first I dampened the soil after weeding it, of course. I left all of the old radishes that I had planted that were struggling in place. I applied the slow release natural fertilizer, and then I just sprinkled the radish seeds. And then I put about, I'd say, a quarter to half an inch deep of fresh soil on top. And now I'm watering them in really well. And I'll keep these radish seeds moist as they're germinating and growing for the next couple weeks. And then hopefully, I don't know, maybe a month or two, we'll have some radishes. We are frost free for at least the next 2 weeks. So they should get a nice start before it starts getting cold. I also wanted to show you this transplant experiment bed of peas and carrots that I just talked about earlier. I'm getting ready to go get one more scoop to put in this bed. So I dug like a shallow grave. I'm wetting it, and I'm going to go get a scoop, and then I'll take a picture of that. Here's an example of what I am transplanting. I would not attempt after much further development, but you can see there's no taproot. It's just a little seedling barely having one true leaf there. So I'm going to find a place to put him. And then here you can see I kind of horizontally scooped, and then I'm just going to slide that into place, moisten it again, and then put a little soil on top just to kind of seal it in. There we go. And if only a third of these carrots survive the transplant, that's fine. I needed to thin them anyway. So in this bed, it's now complete, 3 tiers. I've got the broccoli I transplanted, and I did bury it a little deep because it was kind of leggy. And I self-seeded, I didn't self-seed, I replaced the seeds for cilantro all in this bed. And they will do great here in Central Virginia, Zone 7 over the winter. No protection needed for the cilantro. Look at this gorgeous red Slavia sage. This is from seed I saved, but it will readily self-seed itself. So next summer I will have them everywhere, and this guy is doing wonderful in a very tight little corner here of part sun. Look at how pretty my Mexican mint on November the 2nd. Look at that. So pretty. It's not supposed to be perennial here, but it's been coming back for me. I can't focus on it. Let's see if this will work. Just came up with a great idea. I'm going to train the Mexican mint up this trellis. Maybe I'll use a few zip ties if it doesn't want to stay put. But that's a great idea. That way, you know, the trellis isn't noticeable, and I'll put a planter right there in front of it, and then the planter won't be that noticeable either. And this smells so good. It smells like licorice. So moving the trellis gave me the great idea. If I'm going to move the trellis, I might as well move the planter. And I think that'll be the perfect spot to put this brand new clearance 9 bark. It's so pretty. And look at the color contrast between the new Japanese grass and the 9 bark. So pretty. So what I'm going to do is put a few of these feverfew cuttings in the front. And then I'll have this guy kind of like, I don't know, leaning more towards the left. And then I'll put maybe put an annual right here, like calendula. I think that's so pretty. So I transplanted the feverfew. It's kind of like strawberry runners. You just cut the runners and plant them into moist soil, or you can root them in water. Put the clearance, gorgeous 9 bark there. A couple calendulas that needed to go somewhere. They were in pots that were on the back of the fence on those little planters that I took off. So I think in like maybe, let's say a week, we'll come back and look at this, and I think it'll look much better and happier. And look, I love that I put the Mexican mint on the trellis. So I think this is acceptable. I think the HOA should say that is gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with it. We'll see. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.